right, I'm starting recording, and
Three,
we're recording.
2, right now.
We did it. We did it. For some reason, I can't stop dancing in my chair, so this is gonna be my dancing episode. My dancing episode.
Oh, this is interesting. I can't. You can't put us on Alpha Geek because apparently conversion to full automation is underway. So
That's some
I
Doctor
don't know if we're gonna be
Who
on Alpha Geek this time or
Cyberman business going on right there.
not. You know,
what I
John,
find
in a
interesting?
completely unrelated note, did you see the finale for this season of Doctor Who?
Of course I did, Ben.
Good stuff.
Good
The
stuff.
Twitch delay is really short tonight.
Hello,
That's what she said.
Twitch. What's up?
Okay, well, I'm not going to put us on Alpha Geek because
I have a
I
terrible
don't know.
secret for Twitch.
Wow,
We're
that
all
Twitch
wearing
delay's like
swim
5 seconds
tops.
for me.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Crazy.
I'm
Better
gonna
not
get
say
it.
anything risque.
I know.
Oh, hi, Fist.
We'll we'll switch back. We won't be wearing swim tops when we go back live, so we won't have
I
to
am
worry
not
about
wearing
getting our
pants today. I just want everyone to know.
channel canceled.
Yeah, no kidding. What was up with that?
Yeah,
That was kinda
I probably shouldn't talk about that, but it grabs my goat. Have you ever had your
It
goat
grinds
grabbed?
a goat?
Have you ever had something just grab your goat?
I've had someone grab my goatee.
Ro, we can't hear you over John. Good.
Can you hear me over John?
Hold
I mean,
on.
John, we should both.
I
let's
am. I am
all
a
three of us,
little.
let's just talk
Hold
right
on.
now.
I am a little loud.
Everyone just
I'll
talk,
switch
talk.
it. I'm
Yeah,
switching
I
it.
mean,
I'm
Lots
switching
of
it.
noise, you know,
Same
because we
time,
want to
and
make sure that
like,
people
like,
can hear
like,
stuff that matters, right?
It's, the sound level should be coming in pretty good.
Oh.
And now we're all just quiet.
Yeah.
Not much, Ben, but a bit. Oh, okay. So basically, John's just trying to, override the conversation.
Hey, well, I heard how fantastic it was that last episode where I was way louder than you, and I was like, we gotta do more of this.
Okay, well, I'll make sure, since I actually, record the podcast version, I'll turn it down.
Oh man, that's it. Subscriber numbers dropped.
Hear me like this.
Dropped.
People don't like listening to me, they just like listening to you.
Welcome to the jungle. Let's start the show.
All right. Quick intro, right? No big speech.
Yeah. I mean, preferably you can if you want to go
Yeah.
for days, you can. We'll just call it a show.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of soda.
Oh, I shall get some soda as well.
I guess I should get some soda too.
All
Okay
right.
then.
We're caffeinated.
Actually, mine has no caffeine in it.
Bro just
we lost
totally
Ro.
left. I was like, I'm just gonna take a sip of this soda. Bro's like, peace, I'm out. I need
He's heading down the street to go get some Mountain Dew.
a Mountain Dew. He's gone.
Oh, he's back. Wow, he came back pretty fast then.
yeah.
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 Okay. All right. See, we thought that. Oh no, now he can't hear us. Okay, now he can hear us again. We thought that you were actually going down the street to pick something up.
Yeah.
No,
Just gone.
no. Am I still in frame, John? I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Move to your
Okay.
right, just because.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
All
We'll see when it goes live. You can self-adjust.
Sure.
You know,
All right.
Like when you get
Okay.
some bindage in the crotchal region, you self-adjust.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, somebody's starting the party early.
Yep.
People still want
Alright.
you to speak up. Apparently, Ben and I are equals and you're quiet.
Okay, I'll try speaking up, but
Is
I
your
don't know how this is going to look for the
Microphone
rest of the
above
podcast.
you?
I would.
Where's your
Okay,
microphone located?
Am I supposed to speak up or speak down?
Oh, I
What?
see. I see.
He's
What?
being literal, John.
You're being
It's
little. For a
funny.
minute, I just had a vision that you had your microphone hanging from like a boom
was-
above your head.
I was having a Drax moment. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
got
laughed.
You. I got
It
you.
was good.
It was
It
a
good.
visual joke though, and you're not on camera right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but we kind of described it.
Rose started looking up like a hungry bird and speaking.
That's true. Waiting for the worm.
Because I can't make an actual cheeping sound.
Okay, are we ready to go?
Yeah,
I'm-
sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mostly.
here we go.
We mostly record at night. Mostly.
I love that line.
That's true, actually.
Hi, this is Ro from the Rolling Restart and Realm Maintenance Podcasts, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
You know, that Rolling Restart's a good show.
It really
I
is.
hear. Every now and then they have a guest that just talks about Sylvanas nonstop, and it's shite.
Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 224. My name is Ben Bumhofer, and with me, as always, is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hello, Ben. It is Friday night here in Azeroth. Finally, again, Friday night. I can't believe it. We're here at the round table. It's you,
Wait,
Ben
wait, John.
Bumhofer.
It's been 3 weeks since we've been out on Friday.
I know, it's weird.
John, are you in Azeroth right now?
We're in Azeroth right now.
Yeah.
I
That's where
can.
the show recorded
I
from.
can.
Last I checked, you weren't in Azeroth.
Well, then you missed the most recent show where I said that
I did miss the most recent show.
We
It's
came
true.
to some pretty strong conclusions in that last
Look.
episode.
Bro, normally this is where I'd be slightly offended, but I don't blame you for skipping the last show. It was
It's
a little,
only been out for like a day or two since we.
a
Since
little all over the place.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Plus, I actually ended up ripping the sound off of the YouTube video as opposed to going off of a clean file because that's the fastest way I could get it. And so it's out. I had fun, though. John, did you have fun?
Hey, everybody, Rose here.
Hey,
Hi,
Apparently
Ro.
not.
how you doing, John? Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ro.
Hi. How's it been?
And we're
How
all
was your
here,
guys'
and we're
trip?
all
How was
happy.
how was your guys' trip back from Nerdtacular? Did you run into any interesting things? Did a moose
No,
cross
I didn't
your
hit
path?
anything.
No, great.
We had to fly low because of turbulence.
Well, and also to avoid radar.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, gotta watch out for that stuff.
That's right.
Yep.
Definitely. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right into this because
Just do it, Ben. Just say,
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what?
going to.
Go.
We're all here for the same thing. It's fine if I just get right down to it.
Yeah, I'm getting right down to it.
Take your pants off.
It's business time, John.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyways, so spoilers for my promo of what where to find me at the end of the show. I'm going to be on the next episode of Rolling Restart,
Whoa!
and
Hey, that show's pretty
Ben,
cool.
let me give you some advice for a show you've probably already recorded.
okay,
Don't just talk about Sylvanas, and smile when you talk so that people can hear the warmth in your voice.
I think I was smiling quite a bit.
I couldn't see Ben's face while we recorded, but it did sound like he was smiling, and I don't think I remember Sylvanas being brought up once, so...
Except for the beginning through the end. So
I'm sure it will be a very popular episode.
we'll see. But anyways, so there was a topic that we talked about. I'm not going to get we're not going to double cover it, Ro. So don't worry about that.
No worries.
But so Black Temple was brought up. We talked about raiding in Burning Crusade, and again, we're not going to double bring that up because that's something entirely different. What I wanted to bring up was the cat hitting the microphone stand. But other than that,
Nice.
Let's
does
get right into it.
does anybody actually have fond memories of raiding Hyjal?
I don't remember raiding Hyjal, at least not when it was current content. I mean, I went through Hyjal in Lich King and beyond that, and the one thing I really loved, in a very sarcastic way, about Hyjal was waiting between trash pack after trash pack, and ooh, yay, the trash pack is charging at you. Yes, and they're dying far faster than it takes before the next one shows up.
I will say this about raiding Mount Hyjal. It is probably, if I think back to it, the birthplace of me hiding from trash.
That makes a lot of sense.
That actually does make a lot of sense. That's a big place.
That is a trait that I didn't pick up again until I raided with Furt. But I do distinctly remember times where I would just be like hanging back with Jaina, and they'd be like, all right, we got incoming. We got 3 sorcerers, 2 ghouls, and some spiders. And I'd just be like It's gonna take
Hey,
me.
Jaina.
It's gonna take me a
How's
while
it-
to get up that hill, and it would
how's
be
it going
just
there,
like
Jaina?
it's just like somebody trying to look busy at work. It's just like, all right, guys, I'm coming, but I got a lot I gotta do on the way there. There's this
Boss is coming. Look busy.
ground. There's these trees. You get on vent. Guys, am I supposed to talk to Jaina? No, don't talk to Jaina.
Okay.
I won't. Can I
Oh,
right?
I forgot
Can I
something
right
at
click
the
her?
beginning of the instance.
No. Okay, I'll be there, I guess.
Oh, there were plenty of places for you to hide too.
There were. It was a really good place to hide from trash, as it turns out.
You know, as I was hunting for the pets that were added to that, I found out that if you go to the undead camp, you'll glitch it very badly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, we did do that too. Oh, it would be a really great place to pretend you're an NPC, which is a hiding from
yeah.
trash method that I've always wanted to do. Transmog to look like an NPC and then just stand very still.
Okay, that could be fun.
I think
so
I may
anyways,
have to try that.
so anyway, so thinking about Hyjal, maybe start thinking of, other raid instances that no one ever seems to look back fondly of, or if they do, they never tell me about it. So, okay, you have all the vanilla stuff, which, some people are very fond of because, it's the first raiding, there's 40-man raids, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Everybody loves Karazhan. I don't care. If someone says they don't, then they didn't raid it properly, is my guess. Because, it was a really cool one. Gruul's Lair was fast. You got the 2 bosses. Pretty much through Burning Crusade, everybody seemed to like a lot of those raids. Like Serpentshrines Cavern has some cool stuff to it. Tempest Keep is neat. Even Sunwell is pretty cool. A lot of people like that. Then you get into Wrath. For the most part, everybody loves Wrath. There were 4 raids there: Nax, ICC, Ulduar, and then the Trial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Wrath is a really mixed bag, though, if you think about it, because I would say that Ulduar got a lot of praise, Icecrown got a fair bit of praise, but then you have some things like Trial of the Crusader and Ruby Sanctum, which received a lot of critical feedback, and then Naxxramas, which some people thought was cool because it was their first time there, and a lot of people were like, blah, blah, reused content.
Okay, first of all, I'm hearing a lot of negative things about Trial of the Crusader, and I'm not going to sit still for this. It was a fantastic
John.
raid full of brilliant ideas. Brilliant ideas!
Also, zero trash, by the way.
Weird,
Wonder why
right?
John likes it.
Weird!
Well, also the Ikaruga boss was fantastic.
Yeah, there was an Ikaruga
Okay,
boss.
so
it
the
was
thing
cool.
about Trial of the Crusader... But Trial of the Crusader wasn't bad because there was no trash. Actually, I don't mind if there are raids with no trash, John. The
I
thing
prefer
people
them.
hated about Trial of the Crusader was that if you wanted to max out on Valor points and gear and stuff, you had to run it 2, 3, even 4 times a week.
Yeah,
but
and the
that's not
PvP
Blizzard's
fight was
fault.
kind of annoying. I will give it that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wouldn't surprise people if I went down my list of, favorite raids. They are a lot of raids without trash in them. Gruul's Lair, I still think is one of my favorite raids. I like raids where it's just look, we're all here for one reason. Let's just do it. Let's just get, like we said at the start of the show, we know why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get to business.
kill stuff.
I'm not here to fool around with a bunch of trash. Let's just go and get loot and feel good about ourselves.
You don't want a large dungeon, you want big-ass boss fights.
Okay, in a world where defeating the boss is not a guarantee, and you're going to bang your head against the wall, that's something that we talk about a lot, let's get to it. Let's get to headbanging,
Let's get down to business
Let's
and defeat the boss.
let's not spend a lot of time worrying about walking up to the thing.
Right.
Let's get in our attempts. In a world where it's a guarantee that you're going to kill the boss, okay, trash, fine. That's the thing that slows you down and makes you go at a decent clip and all of that. But in a world where it's already kind of rough on nights where you have to sit there and just grind and grind and grind and, make questionable progress against the boss, I don't want to also have to wade through snooze fests of just garbage running at you. I feel like I've established my thoughts on trash well enough. We probably shouldn't retread this, especially because
John.
I
it's
don't
just...
think you're going to be a fan of Tomb of Sargeras.
John's not a fan of raiding right now anyway, so that's beside the point.
True.
Hey, John, Do you remember back in the day when we first started raiding together and we raided for like 3 hours, and then we had an issue where we couldn't kill a boss? So then after those 2 hours were up and we had to redo the trash?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough business. It's gotten better. I just you know, I don't know. I like a lot of the raids that don't have trash. I'm trying to think of raids I didn't like, and I actually have a hard time thinking of them. I like most of the raids, like for all my jokes about trash and all of that. I have good memories, but I think they're associated more with the people than the actual fights. I would say, what was it Tomb of the Thunder King? What was it called?
Ugh, that place is horrible.
I didn't like that place. That's probably the only raid that I actually stopped playing because I didn't enjoy the raid rather than other reasons. I was just like, nope, this isn't fun. I don't like anything about this.
Yeah, and then again, all the Cataclysm raids you didn't raid.
That is true.
But kind of going back to the original point,
yes,
though.
Throne of Thunder. Thank you, chat room. Throne of Thunder is
yes, there you go.
Bad.
Ruby Sanctum, I never hear anybody speaking fondly of, and it's always like, oh, I've never been there, and then we go there, and they're like, oh, that's why I've never been there.
Yep, I did it recently. It's not. It's not. I was like, what am I doing? It's oh, this is why people didn't like this. This is basically how it feels.
And then, so other than, gosh, I can't think of the Deathwing raid at the very end. The Cataclysm raids, I don't really, thank you, Dragon Soul. I don't really hear a lot of people talking about either. Like, no one seems to go back to
Blackwing Descent.
And Blackwing Descent. Like, and between the two of those first ones, Blackwing Descent was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd have to say Bastion of Twilight isn't one I remember all too fondly, except fighting Cho'Gall was pretty cool, and that's about the only thing I really remember about Bastion of Twilight was Cho'Gall progress. I'd probably say that my least favorite raid, just in terms of boss encounters and the place looked too samey and a whole bunch of other things and bad trash and all that stuff, my least favorite raid of all time is Heart of Fear.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that place either. In fact, before we merged with whatever team it was that we turned into FERT, we completely skipped Art of Fear.
Yeah.
Like, we did maybe a couple bosses in there, and then we're like, okay, let's move on to Siege of Orgrimmar. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, I enjoyed raiding with Sin in there, which, got merged into FERT and everything like that. But that was about the only thing I liked about the raid was who I was raiding with. The raid itself, it bugged the heck out of me, pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Well done.
Yeah, Johnny, do you remember raiding Heart of Fear and Toes and all that other stuff? Because you're actually with us for that, like Mogu'shan Vaults and all that.
I think I may have. So, I remember raiding Mogu'shan. I remember raiding Toes. And then I think I might have dropped out for Heart of Fear and then come back for after that. Because that's the only raid I don't remember anything about. Like, I know I ran through it.
We really didn't do much in there. Like, we probably spent maybe a month. If that, I think.
Toes was great.
It wasn't much.
I like Toes.
Toes was fun.
People are going to think I have, like, a foot thing now. But it's fine. Like, Toes...
Okay, Mr. Tarantino.
Toes was really, really good. There's something about... So that raid has trash. Not a lot. But I don't know. It had a focus and a drive of, like, you're going to go up this hill. It's like,
it
all
felt
right.
very direct.
I'm going to go up this hill, everybody. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah. I like that stuff. Toes was neat. And, fighting the Shah at the very end, I like that. And how, like, someone needs to stand in the circle, and then, like, that's their job of just standing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had good fights. So did Mogu'shan Vaults. I actually liked Mogu'shan a lot. So, it had a horrible opening fight. That almost got me off Pandaria rating. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I heard the description of what we were doing for the first fight, and I was just like, frick, man. Maybe I'll take a couple weeks off, let other people figure this out, and show up when I can get carried, because I'm not ready for this.
Well, at that time, we didn't have flex rating, so you had to be there. Otherwise, we couldn't raid.
I need a nice, easy little fight to warm myself up, and this is not it.
Yeah. No, I really did like Siege though. I still have fond memories there, and I don't mind going back all the time.
I have a
It's
lot
cool
of
place.
fond memories of Siege. Most of them involve right-clicking things I was told not to.
For spoils.
And lots of hiding in trash.
Yeah. Yeah. So far though, I have to say that, I guess, we should probably touch on Warlords of Draenor really quick. Not the biggest fan of raiding that stuff.
What's Warlords of what?
It's the last expansion. There's like a raid because, we had no content.
Hold on. Which one was that one? It was
It was the green one at the end.
Nope, still not ringing a bell.
Okay. Forget it. Never mind. Not important. My guess is that it's still too fresh for people to go back and think great things about, except for maybe Hellfire. Because, I mean, between all the stuff, that was kind of, the better of the raids. Although I did kind of like the middle one, the BlackRock thing.
I mean,
can't remember what
we're
it's called.
seeing it in the chat. People liked those raids, and I will say this for all my jokes about what was Warlords. The correct answer, by the way, if you wanted to get me to remember it, was remember you had a garrison that you sat in. I would have gone, oh right, that one. But I did a little bit of raiding in Warlords, and I felt like the raids were good. I just feel like that expansion crushed my heart and soul, and I've never had a harder time justifying playing WoW than that expansion, and it made me not want to raid as a result. But
and
there was some really fun stuff in there, and when I think of the good times in Warlords, it all involves stuff raiding or doing things with the raid team, like trying to get everybody that wolf mount and things like that. Like, that stuff was a lot of fun. So
that first raid is the one that made me change from mage, because I was so frustrated with the raid because I couldn't do anything on my mage with it.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Cataclysm too much, but one thing I do have to say is the one raid that succeeded in being fun for me, yet looked very, samey because of just the atmosphere and stuff, is Firelands. I mean, yes, that place
oh
is
my god, I
in
can't believe I
it's
totally
in the
forgot
elemental
about
plane
that.
of fire. Right. It's fire everywhere, so yeah, we get it. But that was actually a very fun raid, and fighting Ragnaros was probably one of the most fun boss encounters I have participated in the whole game.
Okay, I will totally agree with you on that. We didn't really raid it too much, though. Wait,
I was going to say,
John, we weren't in AIE yet, were
I
we?
didn't raid Firelands.
Yeah, I didn't either. But looking back on it, I've ran through there so many times to get the staff legendary, the Wrath of Terragosa, or Terragossa's Wrath, whichever. That was a great place, and those encounters were actually really interesting. Like, especially Alist Resort. I mean, some people are flying, other people are running around on the ground. Then it's tornado time, and I mean, there's so much going on with those encounters.
Lord
and they were very
Rylith being
creative.
so buggy.
Yeah.
I don't remember who pulled me in for it, but I did at the time, while it was current content, I did kill the spider boss. I have no idea who I ran with. I have no idea why I was there. It happened one time, and I know I killed it, but that's about it. That's all I can remember of it. But I didn't raid it regularly, but that is one of my go-to raids to solo now. I really like that place. In fact, we did a Legion launch stream where I kept getting killed in that raid, frustratingly enough, because of the power shifts and changes. So I went from being able to solo it pre-Legion expansion, and then they did the Legion patch, and I couldn't solo it anymore. So it was interesting. So there's a very embarrassing stream out there somewhere of me trying to fight. What are they? It's Riplim and Huntsman guy and Dogface.
Yep, Huntsman guy, Dogface, Huntsman guy, and Riplim.
I only got Riplim right because it's in the chat. It was Riplim, Huntsman, and Dogface, and they is it Rageface? Taserface.
Yeah, Rageface.
Taserface.
It is Rageface. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is with that, you got to kill the one dog, and then after that, you can kill the Huntsman.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
Shannix, right? Shannix?
Yep.
Shannix.
Is
Yeah.
Huntsman anywhere in his name? Was I even close? Is he called like Huntsman
Huntsman
Shannix? Nope.
Shannix
No,
the Huntsman.
I
Just
just made it
Shannix.
up that he's a huntsman. Okay.
I think
Well,
my
he's a
I think
hunter.
my raid team called him Shannon for most of the time.
Michael Shannon.
Yep.
And his
Yeah.
dog Rage Face and
You know,
Riplin.
so he's totally a Beastmaster because, current Beastmasters, they have 2 pets. He had 2
Yep.
pets. They looked alike. So, yeah, there you go. That's where that entire idea came from. They built right off of Firelands. I'm sticking to it.
People are saying he was a hunter, so I do feel better.
Well, he
at
is a
least.
hunter, yeah.
And if you're a
He's, you know,
hunter,
just
then you're a
hunt-
huntsman. By
Yeah,
proxy.
exactly. And you go to the Huntsman Lodge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All the gear that he dropped was hunter gear.
Mhm.
Literally.
Oh,
Yeah.
Row. All gear is hunter gear.
True.
Except for plate.
And ask Ollie Saunders, she'd agree.
That's disenchanting. That's for disenchantments.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah.
disenchanting hunters.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that was actually really good. I can't believe I forgot. I ran that thing so many times, and I just realized I did not just finish a thought in that little spiel that I just said. But yeah, the whole molten front aspect of everything was really cool too.
Yeah, that's one of my
Yeah, a lot of it was gated, but it was still really neat with how they did that and how for the day you could choose which way you want to go and keep going forward and getting more of those burning embery things that are currency for some whatever reason. And I really like that content.
It's one of
It's
my favorite
funny.
daily hubs they've ever done.
And it's funny that you bring that up because, I mean, if you kind of think about it, I feel like they were trying to attempt something like that with the Broken Shore and Tomb of Sargeras, yet you compare the two experiences in your mind side to side, and I have to agree with you, Ben. I thought that the Molten Front and the questing through that and the experience through that was great. And, Tomb of Sargeras, we're talking years later in development, and yet maybe it just has to do with the fact that I'm not all entirely fond of Broken Shore due to its lack of lore. It's not like Molten Front had a ton of lore in it either.
But it had more.
Yeah.
Like, because, as soon as you open up a new place, you get story to that area. Like we were blocked by walls of fire the entire time. Then, you go in, you kill a whole bunch of elementals and, the big giant rocky dudes and stuff like that. And then you get enough of those things. Then you open up the next area and like, hey, look, there's a whole bunch of spiders over here.
Yeah.
And like, they were doing daily quests as opposed to world quests, which, I mean, we can all agree a world quest is essentially a daily quest. Same exact thing.
Sure. It's
But-
just packaged differently.
Yeah, exactly. Packaged differently. But with the daily quest, you knew what you were getting into, so you can kind of blow through it a little bit faster. Even though, again, at this point, you've probably done most of the daily quests, so same thing. But you're in a small confined area. You're able to kind of blow through this stuff. You can do a couple quests in the same area at the same exact time, open up more story, and then pretty much at the end of every 2 days, I think I got a reward.
Yeah.
But it was like gold as well as like this bag that I remember a pet could drop out of or something like that. And I mean, I had a lot of fun doing that stuff. Some of the quests were in the Molten Front, some were outside, and as the whole thing progressed, you got more to do every day. So I don't know. I have fond memories of that. I actually took multiple characters through that. Like right now, I could probably take maybe 3 characters into a fully opened up and complete Molten Front.
It's funny.
So, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say that's actually the part I don't like. I don't like when daily hubs turn into, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because it feels like it sets a expectation early on that this is what your time investment should be on this place. And you either feel like that's right and then it gets overwhelming, or you feel like it's not enough and it feels very unfulfilling until you get access to everything. It makes me a little too aware of the gates. So that's actually the one part I didn't like. I don't like when they gate in such a way that you get more and more and more unlocked.
Okay.
I would have liked to have seen maybe like, hey, you still do X number of things, but maybe you've now unlocked different areas so you have different things. You're still doing maybe 5 things, but now you get to choose from these 10 things of what those 5 things will be.
Okay.
And so on and so on. Like, That to me feels a little better with gating, but that's just my own personal take on it. Like, I like to set a pace and set an expectation, and I always find content weird when it's like, okay, this is going to take you a minute today, but in a week or two, you're going to spend an hour and a half working on it. You know, like, it just always seems really weird. But anyway, sorry, go ahead, Ro.
Well, it's interesting because, okay, first off, I'm about to mention in the very slightest detail some 7.3 stuff. And I've been trying my best to avoid 7.3 like the plague as far as info about it goes. There is one thing not just too detailed that slipped by.
Before you say it, John and I are very much not wanting to go into anything that's even close to Spoiler Town.
It's not lore spoilers at all.
Good. Go.
It's format. All I know is that there are multiple zones. So when I hear that there are multiple zones, it makes me wonder if we're going to experience something similar to Molten Front in that kind of area gated progression thing. Now, I haven't been on the PTR and I haven't been looking at data mining stuff, so I don't know, but it's something I would assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't it be crazy if we just got 3 whole new zones full of like questing?
I like that Ben was like, John and I are very concerned about spoilers, whereas I'd totally tell you how that patch ends right now.
Well, we talked about concerned about spoilers and talking about them on the show. We talked about that like before the show today.
Yeah, but I'm not really worried about it. I think people would be better off for knowing.
I want to talk about it as little as possible myself too, but it just felt relevant because we're talking about Molten Front.
Let me tell you how the raid ends. So when it's all said and done,
win. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if we did this final raid in 7.3 and Azeroth loses as a result? Like, maybe you beat the final boss, whatever the heck it is, but Azeroth doesn't necessarily come out as a winner from it.
So
would love an outcome.
Turn into an Outland, or are we talking like the entire race is enslaved, and the next expansion we're trying to break free?
I don't know, but I would love I'd love to see. It would be a brave move on development and storytelling part to end the expansion on a real cliffhanger or on a kind of low, unsure note than on a you're the winner note. I mean, basically kind of going Empire Strikes Back. I wouldn't say that Empire Strikes Back ended in a super positive way. I mean, not too many bad things happened. As someone lost a limb.
It ended with the bad guys winning. That's all.
Yeah. What if in one expansion the bad guys win? It doesn't mean that the bad guys win all of World of Warcraft, but I think it'd be a
we've
great
won
thing
every
for them to
other
do.
time. It's their turn.
No,
Sure.
Nobody won in Warlords.
That's pretty true. Because we went to do a job, we didn't technically finish it, but then the bad guys didn't win either.
And we got Gul'dan out of it, and then he messed everything up too.
Oh man, we're jerks. We shouldn't have gone through that portal.
Yep. Yeah, we
But
should.
seriously, I'd love to see Legion end in a very unexpected way. I mean, World of Warcraft expansions have kind of followed a certain narrative formula each time, in that you
Is it that someone gets corrupted?
Yes, someone gets corrupted, or something from Warcraft's RTS past comes back who's been gone for ages, and you take that thing out, and at the very end, Azeroth prevails, and there's peace for a little time.
You missed the key
people band
point.
together. Oh,
You missed the key point.
Yep.
So the Alliance and the Horde don't like each other, but then they like each other, and they got to work together, and then we mostly kill the thing, but then someone else comes in and kills the thing.
Yes.
So we can put it in the books.
And then we're cool with each other.
Then we're
And
cool
then-
with each other, but
Yeah.
there's some tension, and then we go about our business, and then a new expansion comes out, and we repeat the
And
cycle.
we hate each other.
Guys, chat room pointed this out. I want to acknowledge it. Hearthstone already ruined it. We already know what happens. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
And I love that
But not
Hearthstone's
everyone
going
really
in
lives.
that direction. I love that Hearthstone's doing the whole Lich King expansion, but it's a what if all the heroes died. I think that's pretty crazy, and I think that's exciting.
I love
John?
Hearthstone. Every time Hearthstone lore comes out, I'm just like, I'm happy. I like it. I don't like playing Hearthstone a ton. I actually played more of Ungoro than I ever expected to, and I'm probably more interested in this new expansion than I ever have been. But I get so stoked about their lore every single time they talk about it. What was that?
That
His chair
was
fell.
that was my chair deciding to fail and go
Yeah,
down.
did you see it? Him go. Boop.
I
Drop
saw
the-
it, but it looked like a guilty shift. Like, oh no, the microphone,
What have I done?
the microphone caught my dirty secret.
Sometimes I just can't hold it in. What can I say? No.
Hey, you know what?
it-
We're all
We're all human here.
I understand.
I think.
Oh,
Some
see?
people say that I'm part dwarf.
I don't think so. I mean, well, with the beard you got, maybe part gnome.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Wait a minute.
So this whole discussion just
we
goes back
pronounced it
to
correctly. Okay.
5.1 is the best thing that's ever happened with a batch.
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about Rose farts.
John, just agree with me because I can say it again, but you'll agree with me. Anyway.
I agree, Ben.
Yeah. I was just saying that I think we can just all still agree that 5.1 was the best patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of like story tied to content and the way that they progress the story in that way, and there were multiple storylines, and Horde got to do some stuff, Alliance got to do some stuff in different places with different people. Heck yeah. And that's another thing too. I am totally cool with Alliance and Horde having very different storylines through the entirety of an expansion. It doesn't just have to be divergent, during leveling. It can be divergent during content patches too. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
mean, heck,
interesting.
we had a whole war with the Alliance in that expansion.
Yep.
It's because our leaders sucked, and we didn't like him either.
He's a bad
So then
man.
we fought him too.
Good thing we got an awesome leader now.
Yeah. And who would that be, John? Because if there's any lesson that I know you've learned from other podcasts, is to talk about our leader.
I don't know.
A
I
lot.
don't show any level of fandom ever in what I say, how I act, who I play in Heroes of the Storm frequently, the overlay that we're using right now.
Who, Chromie?
I play Chromie sometimes.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know you do. Abathur?
I'm 100% sure, chat room, that we have an awesome leader. You'll see.
Oh,
Can
yeah, definitely.
Can I mention though that I will agree with John. I think that the Horde War Chief is an awesome War Chief. They do need to do more with her right now, though. I want to see her take part in more stuff than we saw Vol'jin take part in during Warlords of Draenor. We can already say that happened through the Legion leveling experience, but I want to see both Sylvanas and Anduin have a hand in things in 7.3, or at least before the next expansion comes out.
Oh, you mean Coltiris? Anyway, we can skip. We can skip over that comment. Hey, I think we should all hold hands in a circle and sing "Our War Chief is an awesome War Chief."
Yeah. I'm very, very happy with our War Chief. Sylvanas is awesome.
Cue
She's going to
all
lead
the
us.
emails and tweets about Horde bias. Yes, we have it. It's showing. Hello.
Well, that and the fact that, as leaders go on the Horde side, who we have left, Sylvanas probably has the most character and lore behind her. Because we've got Gallywix, who, he likes money. Cool.
That kind of begs an interesting question too. Do any of you care about the storylines of the other Horde leaders that are around right now? I feel that that's kind of when it comes to the story and the narrative of World of Warcraft, I almost feel like they're painting themselves into a corner when they're only focusing on one character at a time per expansion. I kind of want to know what's going on with all of them. I kind of want to know how does Gallywix take advantage of the whole stuff with Legion
with money.
I don't think
Well,
he's
yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
Well, you see that's the thing too. I don't know. I think it's reasonable for all of us to say that we wish we got more out of World of Warcraft, whether it was in terms of gameplay, lore, whatever like that. There are aspects of the world that I'd like to see a bit more
All right.
fleshed out.
Well, let's find out what our interest is. Let's go down the leaders real quick. Let's
Okay.
just gauge our
Well,
interest on each
And
one.
let's do both sides.
yes,
To
yes,
be fair,
both factions. Let's start
because
with the alliance.
I'm actually really curious about this.
because
Okay.
why not? Let's start easy. Anduin. We interested in hearing more about Anduin? Yes.
Oh, tons.
Heck yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all on board. Gen.
I mean,
yes.
hold
Oh,
on.
sorry.
With Anduin, you have so much like open. What kind of leader is he going to be? Is he going to be influenced by the other, faction leaders and stuff like that? I think there's so much that they could do with him, and unfortunately, all we've gotten so far is just a tiny little cutscene. Like the sword started glowing when he picked it up. What does that mean?
That he's Varian now. He's Spider.
Oh, okay.
Gen. Yes.
Yeah, and I would say he's got a
What?
decent story to him too.
Bro, he's interesting. Okay, look. He's only interesting because he's dealing with Sylvanas. Let's be real. But he's interesting.
That's why I'm kind of mad. I almost wish that Sylvanas had a more interesting counter. I'm not all that on board with the whole Greymane thing in particular. It's like I love the whole storyline, leveling up an undead and leveling up a worgen, stuff like that. But I think part of it just has to do with the fact that other characters had been around so much longer that it's been difficult for them to get me interested in Gen, and maybe this is the way they do it. But right now, I'm middle of the road with Gen, I'd say.
I'm all on board with Gen. He's a wolfman with a he's wolfman.
That's it right there. Just Wolfman.
That's as far as I had to go. He's a wolfman.
Alessandra has a good point. Gen
He's a
has
man
the only
who's
living
also-
wife of all the kings.
Wait, what?
Gen has the only living wife of all the kings right now.
Well, look out, Lady Greymane. You're in trouble.
There's someone to be corrupted.
Is it his daughter who's a rogue? I think it's his
Isn't
daughter.
his daughter
I think
dead?
so.
Yeah. No, she's in my guild hall.
Oh, that's definitely not someone who would be dead. Is she undead?
Nope, she's just hanging
Oh.
out.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, Tess Greymane. She hangs out in our. We're close, so that's part of why Gen's all right by me. He's a cool wolfman.
Oh, okay. Well, that works.
I don't know if you knew he was a wolfman, but let me tell you, he's wolfman. All right, the Prophet Velen. Nope.
His
Yes,
story
as
is kind
far
of
as-
told.
Yes, as far as Legion goes. After Legion, I'm pretty much okay with it.
And see, I think that we got all we're going to get out of him for Legion.
What if we dropped a meteor on him?
Well, I think considering where we're going to is his former homeworld, I think we're probably going to get the most Velen we ever have received.
Yeah, but he's
in
sad
that
because we
match.
killed his kid.
Right, which
okay.
gives him motivation to kick the
kill
crap
us.
out of the people there on Argus right now.
So what you're saying is that Prophet Velen is the next end boss to an expansion.
I
Ugh.
think maybe my interest in Prophet Velen is low because I know we're going to get a lot of him. I feel like if I didn't know that he was heavily involved in the Legion story, I probably would be like, yeah, let's find out more about him. I already know we're getting it, so it's like, okay. When this is done, I'm with you. When this is done, I'm done. So I'll say like, yeah, kind of interested, but
Okay.
All right, Tyrande Whisperwind.
Well, just really
Okay.
quick, going back to Prophet Velen. I would have been happy if the version of him from Draenor was the end of his story, because that was pretty badass. Okay, that's it. Anyways, Tyrande.
Hey, Tyrande Whisperwind.
Yeah,
No, I don't want to hear any more about her love or her beloved or how she loves more than everyone loves and that love is a wonderful love and that I'm a filthy horde and that she flows in a river full of love. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested.
Absolutely no on Tyrande Whisperin. Yeah.
Ben, where do you stand on Tyrande?
I feel like she hasn't even been given a backstory. Like, yeah, there's a past with Illidan and
Hasn't been given the
What's
backstory.
not?
Have you played the Warcraft RTS though?
no.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
but-
got a huge backstory.
Yeah, I know, but it just the thing is all that happened in the backstory really doesn't have anything to do with her now. Now she's just kind of there. And that's where I'm kind of like, meh. Like if she actually, was given more of a personality other than just Malfurion, ooh, I think I'd like her a lot more.
I do want to say really quickly that while I'm not a big fan of Tyrande Whisperwind, there is one Night Elf female I wish they would develop more and carry her story further, and that's Chandra's Feathermoon, and that's just a personal of some of the Night Elf characters in the game. That's one I feel that has been neglected.
I want more Maiev Shadow Song because she
I knew you'd say
pokes
that.
crystals really fucking hard. I don't know why I chose that moment to use my F-bomb, but like, oh, it's such a cool moment. So, okay. I have always kind of liked Maiev. Like, she was cool in Warcraft 3. She did the Fan of Knives, which I thought was awesome, and I was like, man, I hope they give that to rogues one day, and then they did, and that was super cool too. Yes, Scott likes to remind me every time I mention it, she is basically dressed up wearing a shower curtain. I don't have as big a problem as some people do, apparently. It is kind of dumb, but when
I think that her weapon's weird though. She's got a bladed hula hoop.
her voice is like the lady equivalent of Batman, and it's friggin' cool. Like, she doesn't care. Like, she sounds ridiculous, and she just doesn't care. She's just still gonna poke a friggin' crack in a crystal. She's so angry. Like, it's good. I would, if she was the leader, I'd care. I don't want to hear any more about Tyrande though.
Mechatork.
Yes, because he's got a cool mech and he does awesome things.
Yes,
I would-
because
because
I
of
want
that
Nomergon, I
cutscene.
want Nomergon back.
Hashtag
They're
we want
never gonna get
Nomergon
Nomergon
back.
I know.
Hashtag radiation suit.
I don't know. I hate gnomes in general, but Mechatork was really cool in that cutscene, so I don't know. Maybe they just keep putting him in cutscenes doing awesome things. Maybe they make him Azeroth's Iron Man, basically.
Oh, that'd be
I'd be,
so cool.
I'd be cool with that.
So, yeah, I'd be down with more Mechatork.
Okay. Then we
Um,
get to the Council of the Three Hammers.
Moira, yes.
I-
The other two, no.
Well, and see, just the them as an entity, I think is cool. I mean, granted, I don't play a lot of Alliance, but ever since Cataclysm, when they came to power, has there really been anything from them other than like the one scenario in Mists of Pandaria with the dwarves?
Well,
Not really.
Muradin's on the council, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, he can leap. When he's in
No,
danger.
John. No, just stop.
Okay, then I don't care.
Okay. Fine.
There's Falstad too, and he's quite alive and well.
Wait, hold on.
No, we're not going there,
The
bro.
You know,
Come on.
Falstad Wildhammer.
Falstad can, he's got.
He can push people with his mount.
Yeah.
With
So
wind.
now wait a
He's
minute.
got
Why
gust.
isn't Moira in Heroes of the Storm?
No, she's not there yet. Give her time. But yeah,
Yeah.
she should be. Like, we have
She's
the
a
other
rogue,
three
right?
council
Like a roguey
members.
rogue.
I think she's more of a caster.
I thought she was a priestess, like a dark.
Oh, you're right.
priestess.
She's a priest. And did she curse her kid, who so far has not grown up since Cataclysm?
I'm still thrown off by the fact that JJ Bear in the chat said the least interesting Bronzebeard brother. Muradin is fantastic. He can throw a haymaker. It will knock you back and do damage to enemies if he hits them, if they hit you into them. He's
Yeah, we're good, John. So horde leaders.
He can throw a hammer and stun. It's a very effective stun, but it is considered a skill shot. I just don't see how this isn't interesting.
I hate you sometimes.
Magni's a rock. He's a literal rock. Doesn't play core.
Look at Magni. Now look at me. Boom, diamonds.
Anyway,
JJ, you get a point.
Muradin's great. Even Ben will agree Muradin's great because
Muradin's great. He's pretty much one of the only characters I really love playing. But story-wise, I think the Council Three Hammers has a lot to
offer. He got amnesia and wandered around for a while.
You forgot one alliance leader though, Ben.
Okay.
Asa.
Is that the panda?
Yes.
No, I don't want to learn any. No, she is not awesome. She's wrong every time she gets a chance to be wrong. She's wrong.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you, but she has a chance to learn from her mistakes.
She's like opposite day the panda.
That works. Okay, let's switch over to Horde side.
Horde side.
We were already unanimous.
Speaking of Horde side, I just want to do one quick follow-up from our last episode.
Okay.
I ran into Greg Street 2 more times, and he was very nice to me.
All right, moving on. You need to listen to it. We both have some good stories. Anyway, so Horde side, Sylvanas, we're both all in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, John, both. I know you and I definitely
said both,
are. Bro.
But yeah. Bro, where are you at with Sylvanas?
I'm pretty much 9 out of 10 on Sylvanas.
That's not a perfect 10, but we'll accept it.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you know that she can throw her dagger?
I like that Ben's now trying the hero's
Here's
joke.
my concern about Sylvanas.
Okay.
I don't want Sylvanas to become the Lich Queen.
I don't
mind them teasing that possibility. I don't want them going down that road ever. I don't want her to be a big bad that we end up having to take out. Because if that ends up happening, I'm just gonna feel like it makes the character cheap.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, there's trepidation on where they take her, but I think she's interesting, and I will enjoy it up until I don't, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, we're in agreement there. Vol'jin?
You know what? I think that he was a missed opportunity. They could have done so much more with him, but who I understand they had to kill someone.
Who replaced Vol'jin? Who leads the trolls now?
We actually don't know. The thing is, here's the funny thing: as we were going into this discussion, I had to type in really quick Horde racial leaders because I was curious too. Who is the leader of the trolls right now? They don't have one listed.
Blizzard Entertainment is the leader of the trolls.
Or Steve Guy 72 on the forums.
So I'm going to say yes to more Vol'jin, because until they give us a different leader, I have to assume it's him, and that means there's more story to tell, and that means I'm interested.
Well, I mean, look at it, though. He is with a religion who reveres their dead and who, talk to spirits and stuff like that. So I honestly think that he's got a chance for a neat and interesting comeback, or at least for us to hang out with them again at some point.
Possible.
All right. Orc leader.
That would be currently Varric Sarfang, is the elected leader of the Orcs of Durotar.
Okay,
oh, he's cool.
So I'm going to say no. Even though I like the character a lot, it's like the equivalent of having Chuck Norris be your humanities leader. We know what he can do. We've told the jokes. We're there. We don't need any more. Like, there's no more lore to discover.
He's the guy who picked up his son from the airship battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's a cool dude, but I agree. I think he's just kind of a placeholder.
Yeah.
So we've gone from Horde Chief to no one to placeholder.
Mm-hmm. Horde's got strong leadership, I tell you. They can really afford to turn Sylvanas true evil at this point because they've got so many other strong characters ready to just take up the mantle.
Exactly like Jastor Gallywix.
Let's talk about Gallywix. Oh, nope, because I don't care. All right.
I don't care either. I mean, he's in it for the money. The end. Well, he got a new model update. Woo.
It's true. I could bring up another name, but I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him. His name's Lorthamar Theron.
Okay, this dude went from one expansion to another and gained an eye patch.
Didn't his
What's
eye
the
patch
story?
change eyes
It
between
did.
expansions as well?
So basically, he's Grunkle Stan. Awesome.
I
Watch
don't-
Gravity Falls, folks.
Look,
That show's great.
Okay, so I would be curious to see Lorthamar become... Is he still considered a regent, or is he now actually a leader of the Blood Elves?
He is still being considered Regent Lord of Kel'Thalas.
When are they going to just name Lady Liadrin leader of the Blood Elves?
Well, Kael'thas is coming back. Magister
As,
Status was only a setback.
Like Mecha
Yeah.
Hitler-esque head in a robot suit?
I
Or
would not be
alternate universe Kel'Thas. I'm sure we could mess with that for a
They
while.
need to
Oh,
make...
man, wouldn't it be great if we went to just an alternate universe just to kill Kael'thas and then came back? Like, that's all it is.
Ashalanore! Ma!
It's like he has no idea what's going on, which is all of a sudden a portal opens up where we run in. He's like, oh, I can make a phoenix, and then just dies because we kill him.
I think here's what you do. You make Lady Liadrin the Blood Elf leader because she's done more and is a more well-known character than Lorthamar. Sorry, Lorthy.
She's in Hearthstone, so
she's-
you know
yeah,
that
exactly.
she's, a someone.
Yeah, she's a Hearthstone character. That gets you credit. And make her the leader, and there you go. Did it. Already
I think,
made it better.
yeah, I actually agree. I think Liadrin would be a better leader than Lorthamar is. I think Lorthamar is a fine character, and I mean, he's not entirely forgettable. They actually have done some things to develop his character, but he's not someone that I'm really interested in, whereas in stuff with Liadrin, whenever Liadrin's around, stuff goes down and she takes part in it. So she's far more proactive.
Well, he did a lot of really cool stuff in Mist and Pandaria. Like you said, they did stuff with him.
Right.
And, he was big on the whole, like, okay, we're going to get this bell, and hey, maybe we should go back and join the Alliance, which that was a really cool plot point, which, of course, completely fell through because Blizzard will never do that. But just the fact that it was, story-wise in there and it had a lot to do with him was pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good character. He should stick around, but they should push him to the front and center so he can do things and make Liadrin the leader. But again, hey, we so far have only one hero, one leader on the Horde side that we're in agreement we want to see more of. So this is my point, and this is why it does worry me.
Well, we're not
that,
done yet.
I know. We're getting
Okay.
there. We're saving good
Okay.
ones for last. Good one
Make
for
sure.
last.
G Firepaw, of course. Right?
G Firepaw, isn't he
makes the-
technically dead in some cases? Like, doesn't he die in certain circumstances during
Canon-
Siege of Orgrimmar?
Canon is he survived.
Okay.
Yeah, we saved him.
Yeah, and okay.
From Siege of Orgrimmar, we saved him.
G Firepaw, the guy who does the voice for him, also does the voice of Winston.
Oh, that makes sense.
Ah, I did not know that.
So
I like him because I'm a Pandaren monk, but he doesn't have a whole ton to offer, just like what's her face on the Alliance side.
he's presumptuous and quick to act, but unlike the other panda girl, he's right most of the time.
The other panda girl.
Yeah, I mean, he saved the Wandering Isle.
Mm-hmm.
She would have let him die.
It's true.
Yeah.
So G's okay, but I don't really need any more story with him. All right,
Same,
let's get to the one that everybody's waiting for.
Mhm.
Bane Bloodhoof.
Great name.
Yeah.
He's no Karen.
No. But I do have to
immediately,
say,
let me pull out my Warcraft 3 bias and immediately just be like, he's not Karen. Stupid Bane.
yeah,
Bane's
I like what
great.
they did with him though in the books, and
Yeah,
that's the problem is the lore in the books versus in the game with him. There's not really anything in the game except for he shows up in the cutscene or two or something like that and just kind of stands there.
So I remember a period of time where there were a lot of people wondering, when is Blizzard ever going to do anything about Velen? Like, Velen has hardly any story in the game. I almost feel like Bane has taken that position now.
Okay.
All right, I've got a story for Bane.
Is it about Batman and closing off Like
Ben,
Stormwind.
you did this on the last episode too. Just because you know me well enough to know it's coming doesn't mean you have to immediately shoot it down.
Well, was I wrong about the
But
city?
Ben
Which
didn't
city
do
is
the
it?
voice.
Oh,
He didn't do the voice.
you know what would be good? You should just do Darnassus.
I don't want to talk about it now.
Sorry, John. It was the easy joke.
But to answer the question, though, yes, I definitely want to see more about Bane. I think he's a challenging character to do more about. Just Tauren in general can be challenging characters to develop and stuff like that, because Tauren, for the most part, Magatha Grimtotem and a couple others aside, are kind of portrayed as being, shamanistic and peaceful and, blah, 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 and not really the kind that are, warmongering and intervene and stuff like that. So it's...
Magatha should die. Just simple as that.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Why the hell is she in the Shaman Order Hall? I'm sorry. We've
Don't
kind of
get me
talked about it
started,
before, but why is she there?
Don't get me started, dude.
Freaking A. But, yeah. Sorry, John. I really am sorry.
It's fine.
I'll try not to, ruin jokes that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you reach for low-hanging fruit, it's, it's not surprising if someone else grabs it first. But, so other than the joke about Bane, where do you stand on him?
His head, silly. He's fine. Like he's interesting in the books, but I mean, you guys have already kind of said it all. Like it's hard to make the Tauren really exciting because they've kind of hit this stereotype with what they are. Blizzard's big on the stereotypes. Like, here's what orcs are. Here's what Tauren are. And there are exceptions to the rule, but it always feels like a weird exception to the rule. And so I don't know. I would like to see the Tauren become a little more involved. Like, I would definitely want to see Tauren take a bigger role. I wouldn't want to see David Blaine.
Blaine Bloodhoof. Bloodhoof. That's
Yeah,
his
Blaine
cousin.
the mage.
I wouldn't want. That's how they get mages eventually. I wouldn't want to
Wanna
see
see a
him take over the Horde because it just
No.
it's like, well, we didn't want to do Thrall because people got angry about Thrall, and so we I don't know, we put in Thrall 2.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that before Varian died, that Bane was essentially the Anduin of the Horde?
Yes, he was even friends with Anduin.
Yeah. They shared a hammer.
Yeah, yeah, like all friends.
Exactly. John, you remember that hammer I gave you, last month?
You're gonna get it back after tonight.
Oh, you know that I need to use a hammer.
Sure.
Yeah, but overall, I would like to see him, expanded upon and stuff. And I did find it kind of interesting that he didn't seek revenge on Garrosh and Magatha. But I mean, there's just peace, love, and Tauren.
He's a heady character, and I think
Yeah.
that's why he works in books and has struggles in the games. Also, he doesn't have the greatest model in the game. He looks like he's in level 5 gear. Like, hey guys, I just found this stuff off a boar. Look, I'm Bane.
Yeah, that's his catchphrase. He just runs around. I'm Bane.
Hey guys, it's Bane. So yeah, I don't know. He probably needs a little fleshing out and a little work, but
Well, we'll know if we get more story with him, if he gets a new character model.
yeah, when he spouts his catchphrases at
That's
people.
not necessarily true. Galliwick's got a new character model, and they haven't done junk with it.
7.3 hasn't happened yet.
You're gonna rent that spaceship.
It's like, oh,
They-
you want to
they
bring an
run
order
on-
hall over here? Guess
The
what?
spaceship
It
runs on
gold.
Kaja-Cola.
Yeah, Kaja-Cola.
What do you think Kaja-Cola tastes like?
Ass.
I think it tastes like Jolt.
Why would it taste like that, Ben? People they like drinking it. They don't drink it and go. "Bleh."
Yeah, but you know, John, there are plenty of addictive things that taste really gross, but people keep drinking them.
All right. I mean,
Yeah,
if
that's
that's
right.
what you want to believe that Coca-Cola tastes like.
No, seriously though, I think it tastes like a mix between like Red Bull and 5 Hour Energy.
I think it tastes exactly like Cactus Cooler.
Oh no, that'd be good.
I know.
Cactus
I think
Cooler's
it tastes
awesome.
good, Ben. I
Oh,
don't think
man.
it tastes bad because I live in a world where they drink a lot of it.
Yeah, but then again, if it's a cola though, Cactus Cooler doesn't really fall into that category. Because colas are generally like, you know, the brown shade, like Coke or Pepsi, and to some extent RC Cola.
I think it tastes like Cactus Cooler.
Well, if it really does, sign me up because Cactus Cooler is great. Bro, have you ever had Cactus Cooler?
I have, and I think it tastes great.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
Yes.
It's the best soda nobody talks about.
Yeah.
You can't
Well-
get it in this. You can't get it in this area.
Yeah,
We're in
you can barely
Arizona.
get it here.
Yeah, no, you can barely find it here, but you can find it.
And we have actual cacti.
Yeah.
That probably doesn't matter at all, but it would make sense.
Well, because Cactus Cooler is made from cacti, obviously.
Of course.
I think it does. I think it has prickly pear in it,
Prickly pear jelly is pretty darn good too.
which they put in the new spiked Mountain Dew drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got prickly pear juice in it or something.
Maybe I'll try that one then.
Yeah. It's no Cactus Cooler, but it's good.
Okay.
I like where we
Uh,
ended this.
We've
We've learned a lot.
Leaders?
Yeah,
Is that everybody?
yeah, we touched on all of them. But
Yeah,
I mean, it
all
does
two
kind
of
of
them.
cement John's point that the state of the Horde leadership, it's fairly uninteresting right now in comparison to the
Mhm.
Alliance, with one exception, and that being Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So when somebody talks about her nonstop as if they're obsessed, let's just remember
Who else
that
do you
it's
have to talk
because there's
about?
not a lot of other options.
Let's spend an episode talking about Gallywix.
Let's spend an episode talking about Cactus Cooler.
That's
okay, so-
probably more entertaining.
So the episode about Gallywix will be like, yeah, you know, it's probably worth like $5. The end. Until we do come to that episode, though, Ro, where can people find you?
Well, easiest way to find me on the internets is follow me on Twitter at ROWOW, RHOWOW. If you also check your podcast app of choice for 2 shows I do, one's called The Rolling Restart. Like Ben
Good
said, the most recent episode that's coming up in a few days has him on it. And you can also find me on the Realm Maintenance podcast. That's
show,
a
too.
podcast about other Blizzard podcasts, and you can find it online at realm-maintenance.com as well.
John.
Ben.
Hi, John.
Hi. Hello.
So if there was a really low point of this episode, would it be when I totally walked all over your joke and I feel bad about it?
for the second time in 2 weeks.
I don't know. I think my chair farting was lower than that.
Let me tell you about the chair.
The Matrix?
Let me just tell you. No, it's not worth getting into. It's fine.
Oh.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, John.
How are
So I'm doing good. How are you doing?
you? Good.
Okay. If
Ish.
people are looking to find you and stuff, where would be a good place to look?
I don't know. Maybe they could just ask you for all the funny things that I'm gonna say for the next week, and you could sum it up for them like some sort of Cliff's Notes. And They
Okay.
wouldn't have to follow me anywhere. But if they
Okay.
decided that they
Core,
wanted the
Heroes
actual
of the Storm.
deal,
I like Tychus in his Speedo. That's about it. Oh, and Dear Martha, Ben's an ass because he walked all over my jokes. Love
.com. Love.
I'm
I
sad
like to talk
because
about
Ben's an
love
ass.
a lot.
87.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Sums it up.
That's about it, right?
Yep, nailed it. You can follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger, where I won't interact with Ben. And then you can listen to me on Core, which is the Heroes of the Storm show I do as part of the Frog Pants Network. You can find out more about that at heroesforyou.com. Ben is not on that, so I get to actually make my jokes.
As good as they are over there. They're very good.
Hey, His last Dear Martha was amazing.
Yes.
I'm just saying. It was a work of art, John.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Thank you, Ro.
Good.
Thank you.
As we rode to Spider-Man last night, he played it for me, and I laughed.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Yes, John?
How are you, first of all?
Believe it or not, I'm actually feeling a little bad.
Why? Because you stole jokes?
No, because I revealed your joke.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep you...
We had a
you know,
moment to really
look,
do something.
I'm putting you at a higher echelon.
Ben, do you know what the first rule of improv is?
One that you don't follow. It's called yes and.
Uh-huh. You know what you do when you see the joke coming and you point it out for everybody so that nobody can continue?
Well, like I said, I'm trying to raise your levels, because the Heroes of the Storm jokes we get, and then you went back to that well. I was just making sure that you're raising your sense of humor up to where I know it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Do you feel better after making that comment just now?
Not really, but
okay,
I'm just,
so all
trying to
right,
help.
we've seen the caliber of your advice then. Ben,
Yes.
you're a good friend.
Thanks for saying that, even though
Ben,
you might not be believing it right now.
You're a super nice person, and it was so nice of you to invite me to join you for Spider-Man last night. That was a good time. I was really happy that I got to enjoy that with my good friend Ben, who's always kind and always smiling and is just a warm light of a human being.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
And because I know other people are drawn to that light, much like a moth to flame, also similar because that would kill you to be too close. But, Ben, people will want to be drawn closer to you and your various works. So, where can people find you?
Well, best place to find me is on Twitter. I'm at Ben the Mage. I do a show with Eludra called Battle Pets, where we talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft. And, I am going to be on the next episode of Rolling Restart, which will be out on Tuesday. I had a lot of fun with it. Ro, did you have fun with that episode?
I had a lot of fun on it. It went places I didn't expect it would go.
Is that because you were expecting it to go one way and Ben forcibly made you veer into another direction, or just, general didn't...
No, it just kind of naturally went a direction I didn't expect it to go. I had thoughts come up to mind that I didn't think I was going to think about.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show, though, Azeroth Roundtable.
I'm just trying to make it as awkward as possible right at the end.
At Azeroth RT.
These two are totally going to fight when we're done.
Oh, yeah. We live
I
so
give
close to each other.
Azeroth Roundtable 5 stars. You know what I look for in a podcast? I look for a podcast that makes me feel awkward right at the very end, where they're good enough at theater to where I'm not sure if I should be laughing or really nervous.
But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, want to tell us your thoughts on the Alliance or Horde leaders, send those to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. And of course, all of our episodes where John and I, either get along better or not, it's up to you to really decide. You can find those on iTunes, Twitch, TuneIn, Stitcher, Alpha Geek Radio, probably on the Google thing, whatever it is, all that fun stuff. So check us out. Azeroth Roundtable. That's what you just listened to. Ro, thank you very much for joining us on this episode. It is always a pleasure having you.
It is always a pleasure to be on this show, and I am looking forward to the next couple of times I'm on it, because, guys, BlizzCon's only 4 months away, and there's some special stuff happening in about 4 months on this show.
Yeah, that's right. You're the king of Azeroth Roundtable in a completely non-controversial decision that was made last year.
Uh-huh.
John, it has been a pleasure talking with you. I'm sorry that this is going to be the last time we probably record with each other or, talk to each other.
Yeah.
But
what a way
it's been
to
fun.
go out. You know what, Ben? It's not every day you get to have fun with a Bane impression, and the doors were left wide open, and you denied me my opportunity. So, you know, people don't realize how hardcore this is, but it's hardcore.
Well, let me ask this. First of all, is it hardcore?
Those crickets are really loud.
Yeah. John, would you like to take us out with or without Bane?
No.
All right. Well, I don't have the list of patrons pulled up, but
I do. I'll tell you. Hey, everybody. Azeroth Roundtable and this level of awkwardness right at the end is made possible by your cash. Your cash. It makes it awkward. So give us more, and you can get more quality like this.
quality programming, folks.
I want to thank our newest patron, Aaron Matthews, for the new... actually, I think he's been on here for a while, but I don't know how to read this properly, and it shows as it being a new pledge, so... Aaron Matthews, Thank you for your new pledge. I think he may have just been upped his donation because I'm going to thank him again because a special shout out to all our Murloc Club patrons. That is, I wasn't supposed to say the full name. Sorry, Aaron. We'll not edit that in post and people will just know that you're awesome. Aaron M.
Edit it if you need me to. Do you need me to?
I don't know. Maybe. I feel bad. We'll say Aaron M. Thank you for being in the Murloc Club. Simon. Thank you for being in the Murloc Club. And Haster, thank you for being part of the Murloc Club.
All right. Well, I have a note down in my notepad to edit a last name out. Great. Again, Ro, John, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Azeroth Roundtable. Everybody, have fun in Azeroth, and don't let the Legion get you down.
Or Ben.
Or me, because I'm a jerk. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I was waiting for John to say goodbye, but I guess not. So
No, I was done talking.
okay.
That's how podcasts work. You go until you're done talking, and then you just end the show.
And that's where I stopped the recording.
I am done talking now. This show is therefore over.
I am sorry that I stole that joke from you.
It's
John.
fine. You know I don't really care. I sort of care.
Oh, I know.
You know I sort of care.
I know you don't care enough to actually care.
Yes.
That's the thing.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody in chat knew that we're actually not fighting.
Oh, right.
Is it just me, or some of the most awkward moments that happen on this podcast whenever I'm a guest, whether I'm involved in it or not? Because the last time I was on, I remember I created the awkward moment with the whole intro stuff. And it feels like every time I'm on the show, there's always some sort of awkward exchange.
I think the only time Ben has ever legitimately made me mad on the show was the last BlizzCon thing where he crowned you champion. I think that was the only time I was like, seriously, what the fuck?
Wait, what did I do? You cut out on me.
You made Ro the champion.
Oh. Yeah. I'm an ass.
I'm hardcore. I'm an edgelord.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But we talked about it. He was like, John, were you really upset? And I was like, a little, because I clearly won, and then I ended up losing.
Yeah, but you know what? What's going to happen is that there's going to be a new crown. You're probably going to win it anyway because you're you. And,
I don't know.
it's all taken care of.
I don't know.
I'm like I told you guys before we recorded, and I'm not going to give away too much for people listening in, but I've already come up with most of the questions for this thing, and some of these questions are stuff that have never been asked on the show before. It's going to be a fun one.
It sounds like there's some number stuff in there. I'm really bad with numbers. I'll be like...
John, just stick with 4.
I thought the number is always 3.
That was
Ro,
always 42.
It's a flex
Thanks
mode.
a lot, Ro. Thanks a lot, Ro. trying to get.
I'm still eating these French fries. It may have been out too long, but I'm still eating them.
I
Where are
ate
they
most
from?
of mine. Wendy's.
Oh, Wendy's French fries are good. Do you
No,
okay?
they're not anymore. Old school
well-
Wendy's French fries were the best.
Do you do the whole dip the fry in the frosty thing?
Yeah, but I didn't get
No,
a
Ro,
Frosty.
because if I get a frosty, I get sick.
Oh,
Sorry.
right. Ben can't do that. He doesn't know the joys that is Frosty fries.
Oh no, I do know the joys. I just don't ever get them.
He knows the consequences.
Look, you know what, John? You want to know why I'm generally a pretty optimistic and happy guy? Because I don't get to eat dairy all the time, and that just makes me so sad that I have to counteract it. Like, oh, you want pizza? No. Do you want this really awesome lobster mac and cheese at the Airy and Snowbird? No. Do you want a Frosty whenever the hell you want? No.
Do you want to go
That's
get
why.
Frosties when we're done recording them?
I kind of do, but I can't.
You have the weekend
Like,
to poop, though.
Yeah, but I have movie tickets for tomorrow at noon, and
To
between
see
now and
Spider-Man
then,
again.
yeah, to see Spider-Man again.
Yep.
It might not be enough time. Like if it was on Sunday, I'd say, oh yeah, totally. But-
Spider-Man would want you to poop.
Have you guys decided yet if you're going to do a Spider-Man show?
Oh yeah, we are.
We are.
We are. Usually, at least for me, I like to see the movie twice before we talk about it, like on a recording. John, you're usually pretty good about just jumping right in and, just going for it.
Mhm.
But I like a second viewing first.
I still wish we had done one for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I really liked Wonder Woman, and the more I thought about it, sorry, I got distracted by the chat saying Tom Holland would want you to poop.
Well, been before is pooping should not be on the list of weekend plans.
No,
Look, you have to make time
pooping is
for
the
it, man.
perfect weekend plan. Look, look, I'm gonna say this while I'm eating French fries. So anybody that's like, John, talking about poop's gross. If I can eat and talk about it at the same time, it's not that bad.
Well, there's made books about it. Like
Everybody poops. And look, here's the reality: there are few joys greater than knowing that you just get consequence-free pooping. Like you're not on a time limit. You don't have to go back to work. You can do whatever you want. You can take stuff in the bathroom if you want. No one's going to judge you. You're just free to poop and live your best life.
kind of wish I was still recording.
Oh man.
Oh, at least it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it will sound great.
Wow, that's great.
Anyway, Wonder Woman was a good movie. I really liked it.
Me too. I really
Segue.
did too.
It actually came up. So after Nerdtacular, Pat Crane and I were on the same flight to Phoenix.
You're talking about pooping?
And we did talk about pooping a little bit, but among other things, we talked about how both he and I are giant babies when it comes to movies, and that we're very, we're very prone to just crying over very minor things in movies. Like it'll just set us off. We're just programmed that way at times, and the example I gave of a thing that I don't think bothered. Like, I think people thought it was a nice moment, but Wonder Woman had a moment where I started. It wasn't like sobbing, like like loud crying, but like water just pouring from my eyes and like trying to find every excuse in the world to not look like I was sitting there crying. And that was the part in the movie where it's after one of the shootouts and the sniper guy like has kind of shown that he can't do it anymore. Like he's dealing with post-traumatic stress and he can't do it. And he's been trying to have all this bravado and be a tough guy and be part of the team. And finally, like, he now knows that everyone knows, and he's feeling very ashamed. And he's basically like, yeah, I'll just go. I'm not going to go with you guys. And then she's like, no, you need to come with us. Who else would sing for us? Mm-hmm. And immediately my eyes started bawling. I was just like, oh my gosh, he still has a place even though he can't shoot anymore. It's that was my
so good. That movie's so full of just heart.
Mm-hmm. Movie's got heart. It is the small boy from Captain Planet.
Mati.
Yeah, it's Mati. What's yours,
Okay,
Ben?
then.
I need it. Let's all go around the horn. I need a moment that makes you cry in movies. And it can't be obvious ones. It's like Up is sad. Yes, Up sad. Like,
Oh, well, do you want to know the one that'll always hit me?
yes.
Like always. It's kind of the obvious one maybe, and I hope it's not, but okay, have you seen My Girl?
Yes. Is it when Macaulay Culkin gets killed by bees?
Not when he gets killed, but like later on, like slightly later, when Veda goes into the doctor's office, like basically bawling and crying and saying how like she's dying from bees, and like because she's a hypochondriac the entire time because she grew up in the mortuary and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and just like that, like it's sad that he dies. Okay, it is, and there's a funeral and all that
He
stuff.
was
and it's a
murdered
bummer.
by bees.
Yes, exactly. But that bit right there when she's in the doctor's office and having her freak out like she's dying and finally letting all that emotion just out, that's the part that gets me every single time.
All right.
I know, kind of obvious.
Are we gonna let?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, it's a sad
Okay.
movie in general, but you are picking the non-traditional part of it, I guess.
Okay. Well, another one, Inside Out, like the entire movie makes me just sad.
Well, yeah, I don't think Pixar counts. I think Pixar run. I think
you're
Pixar
right.
runs on our tears. Like our tears empower them so that they can make a Cars movie every now and then.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay then. Frozen. Yeah, the parents died, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Okay, so the part where Anna's going around and singing like, yeah, we're gonna have the party and the castle's open and she's so happy and everything. It's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gets me.
You cry during that song.
I get a little teary every now and then.
Okay.
I've listened to it and seen the movie so many times that it doesn't hit me as hard anymore, but it's still really sad. So yeah.
Is it the part where
Anyways.
they talk about ballrooms without any balls?
No, just kind of the overall thing of like, oh my god, I'm finally able to like have human contact again.
Okay. Bro,
This is sad.
have we bought you enough time for you to think of one?
That's honestly why I kept throwing those out there, just in case.
So there's a couple moments from like my childhood that I remember, like the first times I cried during a movie. The very first time I cried was Return of the Jedi and seeing Luke get zapped by the Emperor. And I was crying so much I was almost taken out of the theater. But
See, I thought it might be when when that one Ewok died.
no, for some reason that I don't even remember that happening. No,
They're
that was
disposable.
the first memorable time that I remember crying during a movie. But for me, so there aren't a whole lot of moments that I can remember. Oh man, that's a time that made me cry. But one thing I will say is that when it comes to both movies and TV, for me, it's sometimes not as much about like what I'm seeing, but what I hear. Music, if you have the right kind of music and the right kind of score to that moment, music can set me off more than what I'm actually seeing in front of me. It's music. It really can trigger me as far as letting the waterworks go. And it's not like I audibly weep or anything like that, but the right kind of music will have the waterworks going from my eyes, and I can say that about like TVs and movies pretty often. It's hard to think of some like recent ones off the top of my head. The Wonder Woman moment you brought up is actually one. I remember Contact. That was one too.
Okay.
When she got to meet her dad, or not exactly her dad, but that moment there, that made me cry too.
That's a good one.
Any others? Anybody else want to share? Well,
Oh, I can probably. I'm such a baby. Sometimes I know that I can totally think of more, but I'm gonna stop. Because I do need to go soon because we have a cat in heat who's locked up who I need to let out. Well, a cat in fake heat.
Right.
Yeah.
A cat who
All right,
was in the
guys.
movie Heat.
Oh my god, she'd be so badass if that was true.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Alessandra just brought up Rogue One when the droid died.
Yeah. Because he's the best
Totally
character in that
cried.
movie.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Moose Track.
Yes, thank you very much, Moose Track.
It's very nice of you.
That's a cool name, too.
It is. And, yeah, that's a weird place to end with saying thank you to somebody, but that's where we're going to end the show.
Yeah.
Ben's apparently got to go deal with a heat cat. So,
He was like, get to the car! But, like, meowing. Meow, 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 meow.
I'm trying to think. There's so many movies that make me cry. I'm such a baby and I can't think of any of them right now.
It's funny because people have this idea of you being a, kind of, less emotional and everything and being sarcastic and like that's your default state. But you actually have this huge range of emotion.
Oh,
Warcraft moment. I will say the first time I saw the death of Arthas scene actually made me cry.
That's pretty good.
I cried because I ended up being so disappointed by the end of that scene. Okay, here's the one. If it guaranteed waterworks, so that Wonder Woman moment is touching and all, but I don't know if I watch that movie again if it'll have the same impact. It probably will, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, I cannot watch it. If ever there was a study and they're like, studies have found that you need to cry every 2 months to be healthy. Guaranteed way to make me do it. The episode of Doctor Who where they meet
River?
no, why can't I think of his
God.
name? The painter.
Oh, Van Gogh.
Yes, I don't know why I couldn't think
Or
of
Van
Van
Gogh.
Gogh. Yeah, Van Gogh. That episode will make me bawl every time I watch it uncontrollably. That and Toy Story 3, I think, are the two things that make me cry more than anything.
No, dude,
Oh, man.
you brought up Doctor Who and the Silence in the Library and the Forest of the Dead, and then also the many Husbands of River song. Just throw those three at me, and I'm gone. Yeah.
You know what I like about Azeroth Roundtable? We're not afraid to get emotional
Yeah.
while I eat French fries on the air. So that's been our show this week.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
people.
everybody. I'd say I'm going to go eat fries, but I actually just finished them. So
All right. Well, there you go.
thanks for stopping by, everyone. You all have a good weekend.